This is a quick episode to set up our lab environment. If you already have an AWS account with Bedrock access, you can skip this and jump straight to next episode. For everyone else, I'll walk you through the 3 steps to get your lab environment ready. We'll create an AWS account to begin with, then we will navigate to Amazon Bedrock and enable models. So those are the 3 steps which we'll be performing as part of this lab environment setup. And the most common fear I hear from beginners is, will I get a surprise AWS bill? And the answer is no. The reason being, these labs use tiny amounts of tokens. And a typical lab environment uses somewhere between 1000 to 2000 tokens. And at Amazon Nova model light pricing, we are looking literally less than 1 cent per lab. And even with Anthropic's clouds on it, each lab costs a few cents at most. But just to be safe, what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a billing alarm so that in case if the monthly bill exceeds beyond $5, you'll be getting an alert. Let's dive right in. In order to create a free AWS account, you would navigate to this browser page, aws.amazon.com/free. You would click on create a free account. And over here, we would enter our email address, account name, and we click on verify email address. And this would send an passcode to your email. All you'll have to do is go to your email address, get the passcode. And once you click on that screen, sometimes the email address might come to your spam account. So just check in your email the spam folder. And once you enter it, you would give a password. And after that, you would be asked if you want to choose the account type, you would choose a free plan. And after that, you will have to fill in few details. You would fill in your address and your phone number, your address, and so on and so forth, whatever is required. You'll just say accept and continue. And in the billing information, you would be asked some credit card details and all that. So just enter those details. And once you're done setup, it takes somewhere between 10 seconds to a minute in order to say after you enter your information and your credit card details. And that's it. Once your account is set up, you would go to the management console. And that's about it. And as soon as you log on to the first thing we'll do is set up AWS budgets so that we don't get any surprise bill. So what you would do is you would go to type AWS budgets. You would go to the budgets screen over here. And once you're in the budget screen, you would click on create a budget. And you would just select user template simplified and monthly cost budget. So what we are doing is if the bill by any chance it reaches to $5, it will send an email alert to us so that there isn't any surprise bill. So just click on you would enter your email address here. And click on create budget. That's it. We have created our budget. So in the next step, what we'll do is we'll go to Amazon Bedrock and start working on our first lab. So far, we completed 2 steps. We created an AWS account, and then we even created an AWS budget so that we don't get a surprise bill. The last step pending in order to get to our labs is to enable LLM models within Amazon Bedrock. So few things, since if you're new to AWS, is each of the resources which you create within AWS, they are attached to a region. A region within AWS is nothing but a set of data centers which are located. For example, here I've selected Ohio, which is US East 2. So all resources which we create will be residing in this particular region, right? That's the region which we selected. If you want, you can even select North Virginia or any of those regions, right? So let's go to Amazon Bedrock. So if I have to go to Amazon Bedrock. So what is Amazon Bedrock? Again, this is the easiest way to build and scale generative AI applications. And the reason why we are choosing Amazon Bedrock is you get a flavor to play with all the models, right? So if you look at it, if I select model, I mean, these are all the model providers. So these are all the models provided by Amazon. Then these are all the models provided by Anthropic. So as we make progress in the labs, you get a chance or an opportunity to play around with different models, if you wish, right? So that's the reason we chose um, Bedrock to do our labs. And from the model access standpoint, earlier we had to enable each and every model, but looks like that has been retired now. But having said that, there is still one small step which you have to do. If we have to use the Anthropic models, what we'll have to do is we'll go to Haiku, for example, and we have to just enter some details like the URL and what use case we want to do. I can select the industry, and I can select for internal or external users, and from the use case I can say sales and marketing. So this is just a one-time form we have to fill for an Anthropic model specifically. Consider this as our model access enablement. We do a submit use case details. That's it. I think pretty much we're done. So we're done with all the lab setup now. In the next lab, we'll go ahead and start working on our first lab. See you there.